Jace is going mid lane into the Akali. Setup has taken the skill matchup, melee versus melee, well, I guess it's half range. And the last pick is Bin's Gnar. So, I think BLG... So, we haven't talked about mid lane yet because that's been very neutral. This is going to be a bruiser Jace. I think tank Jace is slowly dying, but anything with HP items or HP on the component is fine. It's the same theory as the tank, it's just the bruiser then allows you to make use of Jace's kind of damage a little bit more, especially now the tank items aren't doing that as much for you. So BLG needs to be a little bit careful of that one. Really want to see how Knight and Bin get involved in the game. When the going gets tough, and look, folks, last year BLG lost a lot of game ones. I just didn't expect them to do that right now in their current form. They need to have someone here to potentially defend the dive, though. They're clearing out the wave so it doesn't hit the turret so easily. That should be fine. Oh, maybe it's not fine.
They go in with the Eclipse. Zenith Blades in on jumping away. Last order would do it to 1-for-1. Elk now going to keep playing this. Way coming on up is over by the red buff pit right now. Base One needs to run around. Way. Base One does have flash. Flash is far enough to get out of range if the wind becomes lightning.
Clutch flash away from Base One, and that W hits. He is a dead Cougar. 1-for-1. Kill goes over to the Nidalee. On the other side, it goes over to the Varus. I think both teams not unhappy with that. Knight goes in with the ult.
And find an angle, setup, gets a big chunk to the skies, he goes, flashes away, doesn't quite get the execution, flash on out, a last auto would do it, the burns in, needs to go in range, and makes it a 1-for-1.
Close run stuff. Knight gets a solo kill, Baytron returns a kill.
Swift enough with that trigger finger to get out to safety. Again, cost that extra summon, but this Nidalee going to be ahead of the curve, and that is great news if you're running the Nidalee. Solar Flare lands, and that is a very, very unhappy Elk. Flashes away, Chains of Corruption comes on down, but the curtains are called, and Varus has a horrible time. Now, oncoming from a flank angle, might be able to get 2 here bluntly, as the quickness comes on down. Feather being forced to run away, and will likely traded. Does become that 1-for-1.
So, really good pick off onto Elk at the start of it, but it didn't...
pressure currently around that side of the map, and TT might just say, look, we'll just give that setup. We're happy enough having gotten an early set. We'd rather play elsewhere. They are, however, coming now towards the mid lane. There was a route on Elk. And he did lose the flash in that last play, so that's a pretty key part of that summoner economy we're talking about.
That's a big engage.
Shades of Corruption comes on down. I think that's just a very dead Jhin. Nice combo from BLG.
There they are. Knight has the R2. Feather has a flash, and he won't even use it. That was a fantastic timing, because guess where TT thought BLG were? They thought they were on Grubs, just up there, as it just hands the hammer away. So TT lose the mind game. BLG say, okay, you think we're on Grubs, we're gonna go mid instead, take a kill, and then go back to the Grubs anyway. Really well played from BLG, playing with the assumed timings on the map.
So ult burned though, and there's only 1 Grub taken. I feel like TT, theoretically, could come in contest. Base One is there, has got a smite available, can start to play this one out. Going to not get all 3. In goes that Nidalee. Shock blast after. Hop away. But Way gets a knock up with a 3 talent strike. Interrupting the pounce. 1xN has returned though. Looking for the deadly flourish. Solar Flare gets a slow. They can keep going. Holding BLG in the play. Curtains are called. Way in danger. Has no crescent guard. Will surely burn out here. Doesn't get another. Jace picks it up, and TT end up going 2 for 2 over the extended trade.
Yeah, because BLG... I mean, it makes sense in this game, right?
Yeah.
Because Shojin gives you really good everything, but also you're on a majority magic damage team. BLG, are they looking for an approach here? No, I don't think so. BLG are looking to cross-map a lot. If you see them giving up an objective, unlike other teams which play Safari League of Legends, which just walk up to the objective and watch the wildlife die, they'd rather just have Bin in a side lane. On the other side, he's cashing in a cull. He wants to get plates in the last minute of this too. He's been doing well at that. He's almost 1,000 gold ahead in the individual matchup. Hoya has a Thornmail, sure, that's nice, but he's still losing out in the individual matchup, and Bin will only start to really hurt him more.
On goes on in. The Eclipse is on for Feather, but I think it's about a timeout. I think he's in danger here. The Primal Surge will not keep him alive, and BLG here in force. Turnaround setup is there, trying to get the kill, finally do so. And TT don't really get to respond here.
No, they don't. Knight gets the kill as well. That is a little bit scary, because the more this game becomes like this, where it's more about quite a commonplace thing, and we just like proving each other wrong.
There is that.
The amount of times where one of us has said something, the other one just immediately reaches for Google.
Ooh, setup needs to be wary here. I think he's just dead. He's going to get a bit of an acceleration. Turns into his hammer form and just about okay.
No, Meganar. I think that's some good damage, actually.
They keep going to go forward. Flash under the turret, trying to buy some time. The Crescent Guard is there, but runs away. Bin, not quick, taking the aggro until later. Flashes away. Feather now over. BLG very deep. On going to try and keep people away. Likely going to be the 1-for-1. as Nidalee with the spear picks it up.
Yeah, so it's 2 for 1 overall.
Oh, they got away as well, yeah.
Yeah, 2 for 1 so far. The ult's going to be used to clear out the wave. And this is important because, again, BLG cross-map. They always want to trade something if they're losing somewhere. Of course you do. Every team wants to do that. BLG tends to be one of the best teams in the world doing it. Using stuff like the general to say, all right, just clear the wave. That's a problem. However, we talk about that cross-map. Look on the minimap. While all this is happening, yes, it's a 2v1 in the top side. When you look at BLG, you don't... You want to look at the play on screen because it's so cool and so high mechanics on play. You have to look at the minimap, and that's a good ult.
Nice counter to try and buy some time. 1xN knocked up, trying to run away. Flash forward for the Q. Now teleports begin to fly. Elk in danger. Flash for the pounce. Elk surely burned out. It'll be a trade. 1 for 1. On in danger. Akali also been rooted up.
Everyone's
set up. Murders 3. And now they're going to keep on playing. He can keep going into 3v2. Bin looking for Mega. Flash on forward. Bait on here. Caught the Forge God. Looking for more damage. Way goes on in. They might even get more. That's the quadra kill to the Jace.
Where did everyone come from? It is a 5v5 in the mid lane. Thunder will come out of the heavens and into the mid lane, and BLG are left thunderstruck. So many people dead in the mid lane, and setup is 7-2 on Jace. If they haven't had an alarm going off, they need one now. So that last play, they could have left well alone after the cross map come through. Akali's still got a mid lane turret, bot lane turret rather. However, by giving over 4 kills to a Jace, is now 1.5k behind. Knight is in a really good spot. Can actually potentially even kill here if you jump back onto that. But with being on weak side, not necessarily the most happy situation there. BLG, as so often comes by to it, when the game falls apart, they rely on side lane pressure. They rely on side lane advantages, and Bin is on Gnar, who's gotten that side lane kill. 4 grubs over to TT is not the full 6, but they have grouped up as a lot of people here with the Herald and bot side. Bin will continue to shred down that top lane turret, though. TT, they might get an inner turret, but I think Bin will just do the same here, too. Hoya might have to use his ults.
Look at that. Deadly Flourish lands, though, on the Shinzao, and BLG have to back away. Crescent Guard early as Beitron begins pouncing onto the Rakan, and Birds of a Feather need to run away together. Curtains are called. It's going to be blind. Nice attempt there with the blue trinket to try and spot out the retreating Rakan.
Jeez.
Won't quite pick him off.
I love how TT are hands checking here. That has been the story of the series. TT are not just hands checking BLG, but they're doing it in a good macro sense too. They're not allowing BLG to cross map for free, which is what they've done against so many teams time after time. It's still a close game. BLG is still within touching distance of gold, and tonight might be able to find a play. Flash for the ult.
Gonna look for the play. Setup tries to trade. Nice to the skies. Damage is big, but the execute will still be massive. Looking to try and get him ready. He lands. Surely dies.
The flash comes out from Knight, and just as we were saying TT, they've been kind of dancing step by step because their solo laners have been so damn good. Bin and Knight, generational players, some of the world's very best in their roles, and should be in the greatest of all time list at the very minimum. Having a series like this against TT, a team which has come out of nowhere really, well, come out of bits and pieces, ults are starting to be flown, it's not really what BLG want from their jungler.
Solar Flare down. It's a big part of the pick tool, though. Feather. Yes, he's died a few times, but it feels like it's often been in service of TT making pretty solid, aggressive plays. We're at this point now where BLG are going to be obligated pretty heavily to hard force in these fights. And if you overdo it, and suddenly this Nidalee and Jace are split up enough that you can't get them all at once with a big combo from Rakan, and then the Call of the Forge God turns around, and there's a curtain call, and things get quite ugly. This could get difficult. Beitron backs away. Feather's in danger, but gets enough of a heal. The Call of the Forge God buys time.
Oh!
Look at the range difference. Setup teleports in. The Shock Blast goes wide, but Knight is taken down. He's the king this game, and unfortunately this chess match is not looking BLG favour right now. They lose another piece.
A javelin and a deadly flourish lands onto the Akali.
Up to Meganon. They don't take Atakan that fight. They've got a Jhin. Not exactly known for his ability to take down objectives.
Meganon has flash. Bin.
Look, gets rooted in place into the solar flare. Those are taken desperately low. Way. Crescent Guard buys time. Into the backline goes on. Will go with the quickness. But Sadam goes into the skies. Trying to now claim this one. Atakan secured. Leona dies as a trade to Way.
Nice.
They get double kills. Knight can TP, but there's withdrawal. Knock up onto Elk, who it is Elk hunting season. On tries their best to keep one alive. Shock Blast takes out the Rakan. Knight's teleported in, but it is just not there. The era has changed, and your Knight in shining armor is gunned down.
Oh, the metal started to tarnish. Sejuani, Braum, Ashe, everyone flying in. Of course, the Yone too. just mentioned the whole composition there at that point. But TT at this point, really the Jhin, Jace, Nidalee combo been so disgustingly strong. And BLG, they haven't been able to stand free.
Corruption land. Oh, it's a 3-man call of the Forge God. Knock up just wide. Way will throw down the Crescent Guard. In goes on trying to counter engage, but Knight only turning up now. And on again turned off.
Bin's not here with no teleport. They all in and they lose a kill for it.
They lose a tier 2. Bin is going to try and trade out best he can. Is there a teleport to respond? Yes, there is. So Bin's not going to be able to get that. Does have the Mega Gnar coming, but I don't think the dive's going to come on through. BH1 threatened, but the vision control
just a new lease on life. And this has been something for Setup. He's played very well in the LPL. By and large, he had one really bad Azir game, but besides that, it's looked good. TT now forcing the map forward again, trying to again make sure that BLG can't calm down. They can't just play around side lanes.
Here we go again. The curtain's called. Edge of Night is not on for very much longer, but actually not bad from BLG. The HP bars standing up and up, and it's still a 1-for-1. Akali gets the Nidalee, but everyone else having some suffering. But the thing is, you did kill the Smite on both sides.
This is a win for BLG because it means that TT can't force the Baron. This means that you now have a Ministry that the Poke Varus is trying to return some fire. So hard though. BLG now have to mechanically outplay this. They've gotten onto the Dragon. TT probably didn't want that in the first place. Mega Gnar's coming. Hoya does have that long range ult. Level 6. Here comes Wei.
I guess though the Hex Dragon slow onto BLG is so annoying. Crescent Guard comes through the Soul Flare after, and that means it's a dead Xin Zhao. On into the backline, gets a decent quickness, but the follow-up's just not quite there. They finally got the Jace, but the damage is done. Curtains are called. And Knight and Bin, he's gonna make something happen as Elk trying, he's gone! Jhin deletes him!
Elk just flashed forward into an Ore knock-up to lose them the Dragon fight. Satab goes down from the combo from BLG. They managed to get one there, but TT will claim the Hex Soul. Some lightning to go with the thunder as BLG are left electrified. Our dominant team in the LPL been slapped. They've been humbled. This is a regular season game. They have been known to throw a couple of them, but this is still a blemish on their record. They had not lost a game in either of their series in this split so far, and they might be on the precipice of going down to series point in a best of 5. Saying you can beat them in a best of 3, one thing. Beating them in a best of 5, that'll be another. Soul, Baron, TT have it all.
And whatever side you were on, like it was a good Akali fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough though.
Reminder, folks, if TT win this, they go first in the group. They go to the upper bracket. BLG would go into the lower bracket as the lower seeds. And the whole tournament becomes just an absolute open season at that point. Things would go messy as heck. But TT, if they go to the upper bracket, they will have earned it.
And on the other, this won't be a T1 HLE scenario where there's some weirdness in seeding that led to that match.
It's like, oh, both teams played well, but one of them has to go. No, one of them would just fall at one of these hurdles. Jhin comes through. BLG, they do not want to be stood there.
4 shots. Chunk onto Wei. Deadly Flourish afterwards. Look in the picture-in-picture. There is Bin. Trying to get some value. Can't quite do it, though. And we'll look ourselves instead over to a siege onto another inhibitor turret. Bin nearly at Mega. But the slows, when you've already got the range advantage, Chains of Corruption goes wide setup, is jumped on. Do a thundering blow away, does not care at all.
And Feather's going in again! Here comes the Ord ult, the combo comes through!
It's brutal, they keep Bin miles away from everyone else. On is again just poultry, it is winner, winner, chicken dinner for the Poke Comp. We'll change our modes of description. PUBG, it's a pub game, bluntly, because it feels like a pub stomp. Thunder Talk Gaming 2-0ing BLG. They are a game away from a clean sweep against what was supposed to be one of the best teams in the world.
And in the back...